Hello gamers, welcome back to the show. I am your charming self-proclaimed yet still humble host Mukluk, and today we are back in Castlecraft, possibly finishing it today. We will see. We are on the third map, which I think is the last map, which is Floating Islands, which has unexpectedly been easier than either of the two maps that came before it, because I don't have to dig a big pit in front of my base, because the ground enemies sometimes just fall into those gaps. So, we'll see what happens. If they send stuff that's like a bunch of flyers and all, then that will be different, but right now, it hasn't been too bad.
Mukluk bobble, mukluk bobble, mukluk bobble.
Who that? Vale. Thank you, Vale. Appreciate that. There we go. Okay. And let's do some this. Are these 4 apart? Yeah, they're 4 apart. How high was this? 2 by 2 by 30. Okay. We're gonna find out if ballistas at that height work. If they don't, then we will shrink it down a bit. Alright, and then we need these. Alright. Hey, Bjorn, thank you for the YouTube membership. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, do that too. Another anti-air turret. Hey, Alien, what's up? Yeah, I went to start the stream this morning, and the Twitch chat bot was actually broken. Which is, usually it's like, if something goes wrong with the chat bot, it's usually the YouTube chat bot. And so, I actually had to reboot the streaming PC and do a couple of other things to troubleshoot it and figure out what was going on before I found out. It was a plugin for the Stream Deck wasn't registering. Let's see. What else we got? Drops burning oil. Let me get you in here. Okay, that's mainly for if they somehow get onto this bit here. I guess there was that one unit that was able to, like, build a bridge, which could lead to them getting over to these other spots, but I think it's unlikely. Mug, is Snowcrow's a good place for World v World builds? If Snowcrow's has a World v World section, I didn't even know that it existed. So, I'll just say not to my knowledge, but I could be wrong. that's all done. And... let's see, reposition prefab. Let's put that there for now. It's kind of annoying when I pick these up, it keeps spinning them around for some reason. And you lose the mouse cursor when it's near one of the structures. Have to move a little bit. Wait, what? Okay, I don't know what's going on here. This one's like broken? I don't know what happened. So I was trying to move it, and I couldn't because my character was in the way. So I moved my character, and now it's like stuck in limbo. Well, that's great. Exit map and come back. Let me try that. Okay, now it's just gone. I'm not sure if I got the money back for that, or if I just lost it, but this is better than it being stuck, I guess. That's my first time using the move an already built building tool. It's a little janky. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and start the wave and see how we do. Flying reactive electric lowly acolytes. Any suggestions for World v World pages? Meta Battle and Guild Gen are where I usually get mine. Oh, the burning oil things are working. Uh-oh. I saw enemy catapult shots a moment ago. Are those top ballistas getting to fire? I might have to lower those tallest towers. The catapult just drove off the cliff. As I said earlier, this map has somehow been deceptively easy. I feel like all the enemies should be flyers on this. Flying catapult, by the way. Muck, have you seen A-Net's Guild Wars 3 combat designer? I've seen a video talking about some of his previous things he worked on. I haven't, like, seen his face. Mjolnir! Wait, why didn't that work?
Of King Debimius and some help from you. We've defeated the enemy hordes and closed the portal.
Alright, so I do believe that those really tall catapult towers were, for the most part, unable to do anything. Let's try that. Do I have the ability to make some torches? I think I did, just gotta find them. Let's try that for now. See how that goes. Got a good bit of light now. We've moved the ballistas down a bit so that they can hopefully attack and not be too high up. So how high is this now? 2 by 2 by 16. The music reminds me of Professor Layton. Not familiar with that. It is nice, though. I really liked the combat music when we were on the desert map. My helmet just got upgraded. Alright, let's go ahead and trigger the next wave and try it out. Nice camera work there. Flying encouraging predatory healing skeleton grunts. Yeah, there's quite a few of them just falling off into the void right now. So the skeletons are like clawing their way through the wall. And they're taking damage, but they
Hey, look, it's the tree of birds.
recover
How are you?
health. Hi, bird tree. Oh my god, he picked me up. That was new. Hadn't seen that done before.
Magic is waning. It seems that they have begun decaying.
And even though it says like the dark magic is waning, it once again seems like one of them is not decaying out there and I'm gonna have to go get it. Wow, look at all the bones. It's like they've extended the island a bit.
Thanks to the heroics of King Epimeus and, oh, some help from you, We've defeated the enemy hordes and closed the portal.
Alright, what else can we do here? Did I ever get those blocks that shoot arrows? No, I didn't. Directional explosive barrel trap. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Alright, so we'll try those. And let's see, sell. And where's the arrow blocks? To build them one by one. Alright, I'll probably have to go out and build those barrels myself. I don't think the builders can reach them. Nope, my new double jump cannot get me across that. That was a one-way trip. There we go. So all of those will shoot arrows facing forward once the construction's done. All right. Let's start the next one and see how this goes. Yeah, on the previous two maps, like, I almost never started the next wave early. But on this one, it's just like... it feels so much safer, so... Until they hit me with a curveball and punish me for this, we're gonna be blasting through this. We might be done with this in like an hour. And once again, the camera work's not showing me the mobs. See if they hit any of those barrels. Drink the water. The arrow blocks are shooting. We can see some arrows coming out. giants are coming. Boom! He stepped on one of the bombs.
The dark magic is waning. It seems they've begun decaying.
Looks like one giant is stuck on a tree. What game is this? Castlecraft. It's it plays like Minecraft, but with like tower defense. What you're seeing now is actually a bit easier than how it has been so far. The whole thing is you keep this king alive. If he dies, you lose.
I do say so myself.
But this map has like these cliffs with no bottom to them, and a lot of the enemy troops keep like wandering into the cliffs, so it's actually made it easier than the missions before it. Alright. Let's make a second row of the arrow blocks. Seems like the arrow blocks, if they don't have something under them, they just immediately get destroyed, so I'm gonna have to rebuild both rows, I guess. Wait. Did I not get refunded for that top row that got destroyed? Oh, that is super lame if so. Usually when you sell something, you get, it refunds you. So I lost all of those resources from the traps that got destroyed when I sold the wall chunk. Okay.
We are recruiting a minion.
Okay, got another mason.
We are recruiting a minion.
Alright, it's not a lot, but that'll be a bit more stone. I'll be lurking as I try to work on my sky skill mount. Okay. Alright, let's start the next one and see what happens. Because otherwise it's just wait here for 9 minutes for stone income, which that sounds pretty boring. Would it have been harder before you moved the king? In a way, but also not that bad, because the king is still on a different island than the one the enemies are spawning on, which means a lot of them will still walk off the cliff. Just except the flyers. He started, like, there. So there still would have been that gap between us and the enemy. They do, like, when they die, their bodies do make kind of a walkway for the others, which is kind of cool, but they would need a lot more to reach my island.
The dark magic is waning. It seems that they have begun decaying.
See, that one was nothing.
This fight went rather well, if I do say so myself.
Alright, that gives us quite a bit of stone. Alright. Alright, starting the next one. I've spent all the stone. I got enough stone to make like 15 more traps, and I made those. Flying Dark Lily Acolytes. If they were a little smarter, they... Oh, one of them got in. Another got inside. I think he burned to death. Nope, there he is. He's bouncing around. Come here, you. There's a large pile of them right there. Those should absolutely be in range of the ballistas. Oh no. Ow. Oh, shoot. I might need to get, like, a big gun on a turret or something for me to man for moments like this. Eights and then... I was trying to knock some of them off, but... didn't work out. Oh, what is that? They made like lava blocks? Some of the ballistas are firing now. Probably in a blind spot. Yeah, somehow.
Thanks to the heroics of King Devimius and some help from you, we've defeated the enemy hordes and closed the portal.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say for the type of game this is, I don't think it needs a day-night cycle. But that's just me. Alright. So... Alright, let's do... I had an issue with those guns in the past, where when an enemy got into the walls, the gun would turn around and it would blow up my own base, because that gun can destroy blocks. I am hoping that with it down there, it won't turn around and, like, see the stuff inside the base if anything does get in. But we will find out. Okay. All right. Let's try it. If McDonald's bubblegum broccoli was weird to you, check out Burger King's black pepper in Japan with the bun and cheese colored black. I mean, okay, I've had black bread. That's not bad, but black cheese? Definitely have not heard of that. Just joined, is this Roblox? No, it's a game called Castlecraft. It is kind of a combination of Minecraft-looking gameplay and tower defense. You've got a king, and you're trying to keep him alive, and you build or shape the world in any way that it helps you do that. If the king dies, you lose.
We have lost that place.
Okay, yeah, look, my giant gun just turned and blew open a hole in my own wall. Dang it.
Dark magic is waning. It seems that they have begun decaying.
Flying catapults. Like, that big gun was helpful there at the end, but it also let all the enemies in, because it blew open my own walls.
Oh, some help from you. We've defeated the enemy hordes and closed the portal.
Guess I can see again. Could you build a box around it? I was actually just thinking about that, but yeah, I'll try it. We'll do some science. I don't think that's gonna work, considering it will shoot at my walls to try to hit enemies that are on the other side. I don't think the box thing would work, but let's give it a try. We'll try putting blinders on it. Alright. That is done. We'll see what happens with that. Like, I thought today was Saturday, I'm ashamed. Please accept these repentant dancing mukluks. Repentant dancing mukluks. Hopefully you're not late for work, Liz. Yo, what? One of them's already shooting? Well, the dude, the telemex on the roof deleted the shot. That's kind of cool. Big gun hasn't turned around. Might be okay where it's at.
Protect the king!
Wait, is the king under attack? Yeah, he is. Teleport me to the king.
Protect the king! That is me!
Oh, there's a hole in the roof, that's how they got in. Why are the ballistas not behaving right now?
Protect the king! That is me!
I'm hoping he's okay right now. You know what, hang on a sec. Upgrade the king's damage.
The king is under attack!
Oh no, he's taking a lot of damage.
Heroic
He might die.
save me!
He might die. He died.
Another wave lost! How shocking!
Retry battle. It seems like one thing that the defenses sometimes do is, like, if they are fixated on a target they can't reach, they won't target enemies that they can reach. Which is annoying. Upgrade my sword, my armor, king. So a bunch of them are stuck under the burning oil traps right now. But one of them's a healer, so it's kind of countering a lot of the damage. Oh, one of them blew up. Oh, I'm stuck.
The king is under attack!
There we go. Oh, he's alive. Okay. Something punched through the roof again. Oh, I see it. See, like, this stuff is in range of this gun. I don't know why it's not doing anything.
Magic is waning! It seems that they have been carried!
Maybe you should have the keep layered. Yeah, I did that on the previous map. I don't know why I didn't do it on this one. I guess I forgot. They might have still gotten in, but it would have taken them longer.
This fight went rather well, if I do say so myself.
Much thicker roof. Let's have a group of archers. Oh no, I'm out of stone. Shoot. Alright. Refund this. Arrow rack to buff the archers. I'll have to use lumber for this for now. That reminds me, where is... I never got barrack zone or ranch. So there's another thing. Ranch zone, no fertile ground for farms, no problem. The rancher can make food with livestock. We played a desert map and a frozen map, and the farms worked there. I'm guessing the dev intended for farms to not work on the desert or the ice map, but they never actually coded that. I don't have enough stone to do that right now. Heck? Is there a builder underground here? Yep. Is this game in active development? The game is done, but to the devs' credit, they've already released a lot of updates. If you look at this, level editor, Japanese fixes, lighting and fixes, sturdier castle, polish fixes, balancing, craft 1.0 release, combat update, War of Wit and Steel. So they didn't just release it and abandon it. They are actively doing updates, and it is in full release. But as I've mentioned, I think so far the first level, which was like a grassy area, was like the best one. The desert was pretty good, but it had some occasional lag spikes for some reason. I think because of like all the sand kicking around. And this one has the most problems. This map, like, so many enemies just like run off of cliffs, so pathing issues. And whenever it's supposed to do the cinematic where it shows you like what troops are coming, it always like bugs out and just shows the ground. Alright. Let's see how this goes. So see, right here the camera is supposed to pan over all the things coming at me, but the camera's too low, so you can't really see much. wow. One of them already punched a hole in the wall. The archers, I made her helping. What? It's flying. I can't reach it.
Protect the king!
The king's not even reacting to it. Oh, this is bullcrap. Dude. See, okay, that's a problem. The thing was like standing on the king's back. I couldn't reach it, and the king was ignoring it. Oh my god. That's the wrong side. You know what might be good? Putting a flamethrower on the roof of that little hut down there. They can turn and hit the stuff that's like, you know, slamming into the wall. Because the flamethrowers up here on the cliff can't aim down at the stuff that's like beating their face into the wall. Ow. Or one of those anti-air ballista. Yeah, maybe.
Magic is waning! It seems that they have begun decaying! This fight went rather well, if I do say so myself.
Alright, That one took 2 tries, but got that one done.
We are recruiting enemy men.
Alright. It's gonna be pretty big. We can give it a shot. Hello, Mike. Hi, Zach. What up? Alright, just gotta wait on the builders now. Okay, new stuff is done. Alright. Let's give it a go. Made a new tune to Guild Wars 2. I'm doing the human opening. There are 3 of us here and we're all rangers. The masterclass. Looks like when the ballistas accidentally shoot the barrels, that makes the barrels blow up too. Do the big fans work on flying skeletons? Because if you could blow them away from the little ledge, they keep getting stuck under the turrets, could maybe shoot them more. I don't mind them getting stuck under the ledge because the magma traps the boiling oil with them, but you might be right. I haven't tried the fans. Do I see that right? Most enemies are falling down. Yeah, the AI for this game does not seem to be doing well on this map. This map is like flying islands. And there's just like the void in between them, and a lot of the enemies are just running into the void.
The dark magic is waning. It seems that they have begun decaying. Thanks to the heroics of King Debimius and, oh, some help from you. We've defeated the enemy hordes and closed the portal.
Let's see. Tab. Wind tunnel. Strong wind wheel pushes friendly and enemy units in one direction. What's the size of that? Give it a shot. See if it's better than the arrow traps. Most of the units are 2 units. Most of the enemies are 2 units tall, like the skeletons. So I built that wood wall there just to make sure nothing slips in. Got a bunch of belts on now. I'm a Final Fantasy character. And a spiky helmet. Alright, let's give this a whirl. See what happens. Maybe we'll see the fans in action. We might be near the end. Most of the other maps ended after, well, not ended, but the you unlocked the achievement for beating the map after wave 15. Hey, Muck. Hey, Theo. How are you already in range? Hmm? Oh, I think they've got one of those Lich Boss things. What the heck? There. Oh, look, the fan. I think the fan worked. That's actually pretty good. It's even sending some flying units into the void, despite the fact that they can fly. That's actually working way better than advertised. The outcome was never in doubt. Look, have you played Guild Wars 1? Mm-hmm. There's multiple playlists of me playing Guild Wars 1 on the Mukluk Plays YouTube channel if you would like to watch it. We just recently did a factions playthrough because it turned 20 years old. How many Hall of Monument points do you have in Guild Wars 1? Not a lot. I don't remember. I want to say, like, half of them? Hang on. Guild Wars Hall of Monuments. Hold on a sec. I'm pulling it up right now. Oh, not even half. Sorry. I have 50. Okay, I have half the rewards. So I have more than half the rewards, but I have 15 out of 50 points. one was fun. I'll probably replace the rest of the arrow blocks with fans also.
Thanks to the heroics of King
'Cause
Demimeus,
yeeting them into the void was way faster than chipping them down with 1,000 arrows.
we've defeated the enemy hordes and closed the portal.
So... How much is each fan? 30 metal, 150 wood. Alright. What's your castle made of? Does it have stone walls or steel walls? Oh, I have a wall of fans. Works pretty good.
We are recruiting a minion. We are recruiting a minion. We are recruiting a minion. We are recruiting a minion.
Alright. Wave 14.
We are recruiting.
Having lots of fans is a good thing for a streamer. Hey, I think anyone can appreciate having a few fans. It's crazy, like, it feels like as soon as the wave starts, if there's a catapult, it fires a shot right away, and then starts coming forward because it's not actually in range. Nice, the Telemex diverted that one. That one, dang, they've already taken out 4 ballistas, what the heck? Go fans! Yeet! Oh, one of them landed on... Dude, did you see that? One of them landed on top of that ballista from... It went into the fan blew back, it landed on the ballista, then the big gun turned and shot at it and killed the ballista. those like lava giants? I don't think we've ever seen those. Oh, one of them's picking up a block. They're definitely a lot more durable. I can tell from the number of shots it's taking. Oh no, my own fan! I was trying to drop down and use the gun. Oh, I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. There goes my gun. Bro, those are definitely in range of my ballistas, but they're being stupid. Oh, my fan gave me a little boost there. Mjolnir? Wait, where is it? There we go.
Mukluk Pog a new month already.
Hey, not Beals, thank you. Appreciate that. We're gonna have to port back to get to that. Okay, there's one down there. They're scattered like all over. Alright, there we go.
It seems that they have begun decaying.
Oh, I guess some of them got like under my keep. Do you think you get dwarves since the play more AC Ores 3? I don't know. It's possible. Like, lore-wise, it's possible. Like, they should be alive and flesh and blood at that point in time. So, like, it's a maybe, but they haven't announced anything related to that.
This fight went rather well, if I do say so myself. We are recruiting. We are recruiting. We are recruiting. We are recruiting.
All right. Alright, this is purely for if something gets stuck underneath there again.
are recruiting a minion. We are recruiting a minion. We are recruiting a minion. We are recruiting.
Good morning. Hey, Maddie. Happy 3-day weekend. What's a weekend? You speak in riddles.
We are recruiting a minion. We are recruiting a minion.
Ah, the fan. I have died to that fan twice now. I keep forgetting to put that there. And I keep forgetting it has friendly fire. Alright, I feel like... Let's see. Let's just get rid of that one. Whoa, dude, it's still boosted me. It's terrifying. Alright, that's just to make it easier to drop down onto the gun emplacement. Alright, so now it should... Yeah, 3 out of 5 platoons. Now I can put more guys in here to help guard the king. Okay. Did all the stuff I was building finish? Yeah. Alright. Let's see if we can finish this. Start what might be the final wave. Good morning, Muck. Hey, Nev. Now, it's wave 15 on a new map. I'm expecting to see one new big enemy. On the first map, it was the Siege Roller. On the second map, it was the Lich thing. Okay, hold on, right there. That shadow. I don't know what that is. There's a big something right there. Dude, I love the dudes that are building the bridges. This map would be more challenging if the enemy troops actually followed those guys. Battering ram on a bridge they built to get to my base. I love it. Oh my god, that destroyed a lot of my flamethrowers. Can I hit it from here? I don't think so. No, my fans! I'm maybe the dev intended for this kind of behavior on like every wave of this map, but then just the AI is not really working the way they hoped. Because like on the very first wave we saw this, and then now, but on the 14 or 13 waves in between that we didn't. Alright, what are these things? What's up, Cthulhu? What? One shot? Okay. It's like that Berserker clip that I posted the other day on YouTube Shorts. I think I might need the big gun shot. They stuck on trees? Yeah, I think a couple of them got stuck on the trees. I think that's it. All hail the king. Complete all kingdoms. Hey! Again, I feel like we went from hardest to easiest. Like, in terms of, like, the mission order.
Pathing, how does it work?
The portals have collapsed and the kingdoms are safe once more. Debimius is so proud of you, I mean himself. After all, he's the one who single-handedly saved the kingdom. Just ask the bars he's paying to sing his praises. But we both know the truth, don't we? We did it because it was the right thing to do. So where does your path lead now? Will you continue to help our lands thrive, or do new challenges call for your attention? Building time 5.5 hours. Defense time 2 hours and 21 minutes. Total play time about 8 hours.
Thanks to the heroics of King Debimius and oh, some help from you, we've defeated the enemy hordes and closed the portal.
There we go. There we go. That's an odd ending for Minecraft. Alright. Just because I want to see what my guy's gonna look like if I do this. Maxing out my armor upgrades. I get a cape, like a flaming cape, and like a Skyrim hat. I was kind of expecting like full plate mail or something, but it's like a more of a Viking thing. Your castle's sick now? Good job, sir. Yeah. It's kind of weird, but it worked. That's it. Alright, so let's go back to the world map. So, I was wondering for a while if this was going to become, like, the finale, but it didn't. Alright. Review time! Let's talk about it. So, Castlecraft. Also, I never saw those balloons. I don't know when those come in. I never saw those. Castlecraft. I got a free key for this in my mail. A lot of companies just send me free game keys, and they're just hope that I'll play their game. They don't offer, like, you know, sponsorship or anything. But this was one such where I saw it and I was like, you know what, that actually looks fun. I'll give it a shot. And it does have a demo on Steam as well that you can play, but the game itself is just like a few bucks. It's pretty cheap. It is pretty neat. The first map, I think, was the hardest one. You were on like a big grassy plain, so the enemy could walk straight to you. There was none of that, you know, the enemy would path off the cliff and stuff like that. Like, that wasn't a thing. So you had to deal, like every single enemy had to be dealt with. They were not just like falling into the void. So it was far more challenging than that map that we just did there at the end. Let me show real quick. So this was it, and the portal's over there. This is what we ended up building. And we had to dig a trench here. We had a few traps out in the field, but this is what worked for us for this one. On this map, the first map, I really didn't have any bugs or any problems or anything. There was even digging units that would go underground and come up inside the base that caused like a different challenge when they would do that. One thing, the water physics, we found a thing called a wellspring, and you build it in water and it makes more water. So it seems to be more like an extension cord, but for water. And the wellspring, I was trying to fill like this as a moat, and at the rate it was going to take like many hours. Like the water physics seem to be really poor right now. Let me see if I can show it. All right, so like look at that. Like it looks really weird. The water physics are not great. The surface of the water looks really nice. The water physics are not great. But the upgrades are good. The enemies were fine on this map. Then we went to the second map, and that's when we learned of a new thing in this game, which I've only ever seen in the game Mindustry. So you see here it says passive income. So my base here is giving me that income when I'm playing over here. So at the end of each wave, I get whatever those income numbers are from your other bases. So on the desert map, there's no lumber at all. So you get all your income from the grass map. And that made me discover I could go back to the grass map and just kind of farm and then come back here. But it kind of has like a trade route feel to it. But you cannot simply, you cannot get everything on just one map. So there's no trees here. So again, we did a trench, that worked good for us. And we did all this stuff, and it was nice. The main issues with the desert map is we started getting lag. And it led to me turning all of the settings down to like the lowest graphics setting. And it helped a little bit, but it was just like every couple of seconds, it was like it would lose frames for some reason. It was really choppy. I don't know what all that was about, but it was a thing. Hopefully they can get that fixed. Other than that, I think this one was fine. And then, of course, we have the last map that we played, the ice map, which at that point you've got 2 kingdoms giving you income, which was quite helpful. The ice map started us in this weird little corner. And while I was there, so it started the king here. And I was facing this as my build area. And I'm like, this is really weird. And I made a bridge over here because there was iron and trees. And I'm like, if I can just build my base here, that'd be a lot easier. And I found that there was a thing to move the king, but it costs, like, for moving him from there to there, it costs 6,000 ore, metal, and gold. So I had to go back to a previous map to farm up 6,000 gold, and then I finally got enough, came over here, moved the king, and it didn't take away the money. I don't know if that was a bug, or if it was just like you have to have this much stockpiled, but it was very odd. Let me see if I can show you. All right, right here. So see, like if I want to move it there, you see what it says? But like here, it says it's fine. Right? It did not take away the money when I did that last time, so I don't know what that was about. Aside from that, you know, there was the pathing issues on this map. Many enemies spawned from the portal, and they just ran off and fell off the cliff. It was really stupid. On the first and the final mission, sorry, the first wave, wave 1 and wave 15, there was an enemy that made a bridge out of magic, and then they all came running along the bridge, and that was really cool because I wasn't expecting that. I liked that, but on the 13 waves in between 1 and 15, everything just ran off the cliff, and it was pretty stupid, which it led to this being the easiest map, despite it being the finale, which is unfortunate, because like on all the others, I was never spawning the waves early because I needed all the build time I could possibly get to prepare. And on this map, we just rushed out like 10 waves without doing a whole lot of building. Because it was just like, okay, well, I can make this stuff really fast because I've got the income from 2 other maps, and I don't really have more room to build, and they're just running off the cliff most of the time. So that was unfortunate. I don't think the final mission should be easier than the first one. Another thing was the traps. So you start with ballistas. Well, you don't start with them, but they're the first ranged attacking thing you get. Then cannons, Dwarven Wrath cannons, and rocket artillery were all incredibly stupid. They were all happy to turn and blow up your own base. And we kind of fixed this one by putting blinders on it, but it was really weird because, like, again, it's like, okay, this guy can't aim 90 degrees to the left now, right? But if he's focused on a skeleton, and that skeleton is like over here and humping the wall, he won't shoot the 30 other things over here. So the AI needs to realize, like, if I am aiming at one enemy and I can't reach it, switch to a target that I can reach. Because so often they would just, like, be facing an enemy that was behind a wall, and there was other stuff they could have shot that they don't. So the AI for the weapons could be better, and right now it's bad enough that I'm hardly ever using the 3 ranged weapons that can destroy blocks because they destroy my own base. The ballistas and the flamethrowers do not destroy blocks, so I don't have to worry about those. Also the AI for the troops you can summon, such as the knights and the archers and stuff like that. There has been times where I had like an enemy right here, and the knights that were over here 5 feet away did not attack it. They just completely ignored it, and then the king died. There was also that one wave where an enemy attacker landed on top of the king, killing him, and I could not reach him because you can't jump in melee. You can melee or you can jump, but you can't jump in melee, so I couldn't reach the guy, and he killed the king, and the king wasn't even reacting either. So that one was kind of stupid. So definitely some AI improvements need to be made to basically everything in this game with an AI. It's not bad, but it could be better. And then the pathing on this specific map. On the other maps, the pathing was fine, honestly. Like when you dig a trench, if it's not big enough, they'll just go around it, you know? They were intelligent enough on that map, but on this map, they're just really, really stupid. This was fun. I mean, I wouldn't have continued playing it past the first session if I wasn't having fun, but I enjoyed it. It kind of makes me want more of it, but at the same time, I'd like them to like fix the bugs and stuff like that. I have mixed thoughts. Like, as someone who's played so many RTSs before, you know, I'm very used to like, oh, like I'm making, you know, I'm on the 3rd mission of StarCraft. I have to build up the whole tech tree again. You know, it's normal in many games that when you get to a new map, you got to tech up again. But on this map, you kept your tech, which made the 2nd and the 3rd map much easier than the 1st map in that regard as well. Because you started with 14 builders instead of 1. You started already having defenses. Plus you started with the previous map's income. So you were much stronger on the 2nd and the 3rd map, but the challenge didn't rise with it. The desert map was moderately challenging because of the stuff trying to like dig under and come up under your base, but that wasn't a thing on this one. That just never happened here. I think that's it. It was definitely a fun game. It looks really nice, you know? Obviously, it's got the blocky Minecraft look, but I think they did a good job of, like, making a lot of their own unique stuff. It doesn't just look like a clone. And the, you know, defense aspect kept me very entertained. Also, it's kind of cool, like, at the beginning, you chop your own you chop trees yourself, then you automate it. So, yeah, there was, like, a little bit of, like, automation feels good there as well. But, yeah. Alright, that was Castlecraft. Fun game. Done with it now. Would be happy to play this again in the future if they ever add any more to it, but now I'm feeling pretty satiated. I even got all the Seam achievements. Let's beat every map. All right, on to the next one. Okay. Have you played Black Fortress 2? Mm-mm. Doesn't ring a bell. Does not ring a bell. All right. I did not expect that we were going to finish that this morning. And I do not wish to jump into our evening game right now, which is The Last of Us Part 2, because that is very story-driven, and so I want to keep that in the same time slot. Give me just a sec. I am just going to change the title here and do some Guild Wars 2 stuff while we've got some time remaining. Trying to get Twitch to change the category I'm in, but it's being quite stupid. One sec. Multitasking here. Okay, there we go. All right. And play. Okay, there we go. Muck, where are you? Where are you in The Last of Us 2? We're 90 minutes into it right now. We're 90 minutes in. We've played a section as a new character named Abby, and there was a time skip of 4 years. So Ellie is a little bit older now, and we have played a section as her. So not too far in at the moment. Let me get the music going. Let's see. All right, that should be good. Okay. Let's see. Have I done my dailies yet? I have not. I'm interested to see your thoughts on Last of Us 2. I personally did not like it. I've heard that, again, keep it, we've done a good job so far of staying spoiler-free, so let's keep it that way. So careful what you say. But the, when Last of Us 2 came out, I remember on, like, gaming social media, there was a lot of people complaining about it. So I'm kind of prepared for a few things that I might not like, but we're pretty invested in the story at this point, so we want to finish it. Oh, what am I doing? It was not time to swap characters. Yeah, I'll say I was very surprised when, oh, I've got that bug where I can't harvest, I have to wait a minute. In The Last of Us 2, just in the first 90 minutes, you know, it had me playing that other character, Abby, I think her name was. I was very surprised, because, like, I just expected to be playing Ellie or Joel, which are the characters from the first game. And we played Ellie, and then we played Abby, and I'm like, who the heck is this? So, I'm guessing she'll become an important character, but hasn't yet. Monk, do you think it would be better to play through EOD for the Jade bot or Janthier for the homestead as a new player? Is it worth doing at some point? Yes, but if you don't plan on building up your homestead to harvest resources, that can wait. The Jade bot is honestly just... There's one thing that's noticeable about it, otherwise you kind of forget about it, is it has this equipment slot that increases your vitality, so your max health goes up. But minus that, I often forget the Jade bot exists. For The Last of Us Part 2 because of spoiler. I have no idea if that's true or not. I never joined the game. Yeah, there is 2 moments in the game that were heavily memed on in gaming media. And because of that, I know those moments. And I'll point them out after we pass them. But beyond that, I don't actually know what's going to happen with the story. I don't think it works in competitive modes, though, like J-Bot. That is correct. I actually don't even know if it works in World v World. I'll have to check. But no, it does not work in Conquest PvP. I'm 90% sure. What's the music? Out of Tartarus from Hades. The game Hades. Not like the man himself. Speaking of vitality, I posted that YouTube short the other day of a berserker hitting me and my character just died in 1.08 seconds. And some guy in the comment section was like, this wouldn't happen if you weren't running berserker stats. No one who runs a side node build gets D'd on like this. And I replied, and I was like, sir, in this clip I have 22,000 health and I'm using a condition damage short bow. I'm not running berserker stats. I was like, for me to have 22,000 health in this clip, I was using one of the 500 amulets from PvP. Plus the fact that when I got downstated by the berserker, the downstate hit point bar, when it appeared, it was already almost gone. So she didn't just do 22,000 damage to me, she did closer to 40,000 damage to me. Because she almost instantly deleted my standing self and my downstate self. How do you have 8k gold? Well, I'm down to 8k gold because I do a lot of giveaways. Otherwise, I'd have a lot more. But I know what you meant. This right here is a video of what I do that takes about 10 minutes each day that gets me most of my money. I'm doing that activity right now. If Jadebot worked in World v World, it'd be hard to balance for those who don't have it. I'm pretty sure they specifically made it that even even people that don't own End of Dragons can buy a Jadebot core and equip it off the trading post, because they were concerned about that back when it came out. That said, though, once I finish my daily stuff, I'll go into World v World and unequip my core and see if my health goes down. To be clear, I know that the Jadebot just other stuff doesn't work in World v World. Like, I'm not saying the self-revive or the waypoint works. I'm just talking about the hit points. Oh yeah, I do have that chip that gives me random gifts of magic stuff. The resource drop module, yeah. That works in World v World? Oh. I said it in the short, and I'll say it now. F. Works on guards, but not players, if I recall correctly. Nog is claiming it works on players because he sees it when fighting in blobs. But cannot confirm. Nog has lied to me before.
You must prove your strength to Ox by becoming the Ox. I can transform you for a short.
Oh wow, I haven't heard this one in a while. I had a folder with a bunch of copyright safe songs from when I needed them from like years ago, and I haven't actually... This one's copyrighted? I don't think it is. Unless they changed something. Poets of the Fall? Yeah. I'll find out after the stream if it is. And if it is, I will remove it from the playlist. Which support builds will be changed after the 14th July update? Like, will Zerg Druid build be effective? Staff 2 will be easier to use to heal teammates, which will be a very small buff. Glyph of Equality will give stability in game modes other than World v World. I don't know why. But right now, Glyph of Equality in PvE only gives 1 stab, and it's going to go up to 2, which is extremely helpful. I believe in PvP it will give stab, but there was no mention of World v World. Like I said, the Staff 2 change. Glyph of... what is it? Glyph of Unity is being replaced with Glyph of Burgeoning. There's a handful of other stuff. I think any builds that work now will still work then, and they might be just like a little bit better. Okay, 19k health. Still 19k health. Jadebot Core does not work in World v World. It's not increasing my hit points. So the scavenger protocol for magic trophies might work here. Read notifications in Jadebot. Jadebot stats are not applied in World v World or PvP. Yep. So Scavenger Protocol magic trophies might work. Have to try to keep an eye out for that, but that's where we're at right now. Yours 2 Fridays? Yeah, we just finished our morning game. So I'll have to pick a new one out for Monday morning. What is your thoughts on the Virtuoso Mesmer spec? It's good. It's good at what it does. It's pretty straightforward. It's big damage. It doesn't do a whole lot of support like the other specs, but it's big damage at long range. Yo, hey Clouds. Mug Dude World v World, great video guide. Quick question, what's the difference between the 2 map chats? The 2 map chats? What do you mean? So when you use map chat in World v World, you are talking with everyone in all of these zones, if that's what you mean. So, you know, sometimes people will call out folks to like swap maps and help on other maps. One's light red, one's dark red. Map versus team. Okay, Quick says it's one of them's map chat, one of them's team chat. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. That went quicker than I expected it to. Did he use any pet abilities? He was a soul beast. I think he was merged with the pet. But the thing is, like, my opening shot, I stunned him, and then I was waiting to use my next stun, because I was like, okay, he's gonna stun break. And he didn't. And then he died. I'm used to smoke scale soul beasts going all over the place. Yeah, yeah. Muck, you just owned Meat Camp. What? It's Pangalow's Rise. I need something to line of sight around to fight this guy. Two of them now.
Mr. Madiman gifted a tier 1 sub to Ginto20. They have given 17 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, Mr. Matty Man. Appreciate that. Too many on me. There's 3 of them here now. That was quite a run. At no point there was I able to try to get like a 1v1. It was always way more than that. And the Revenant alone was problematic. Okay. Officially out of combat. A virtuoso. Ah. Yeah, suddenly 30 people. Can't do much about that. Okay, so let's see. Steam. Red Blob closing in on north. Alright, I've done my scout job. Let's go a different direction. Is there a reason the World v World matches reset separate from everything else that's weekly? I don't know. I truly don't know. It's like raids reset on like Monday, and Wizards Vault resets earlier in the week, and the Gem Store resets on Tuesdays, and then World v World resets on Fridays. I don't know. Jon Snow says, just got into this game last week, been enjoying it a lot. World v World Story Fractals, how do you balance all of this? It's tough to figure out what to actually do day to day compared to something like WoW, where I come from. I came from WoW as well, and you definitely kind of have to rewire your brain for this. Because the bottom line is you don't have to constantly be chasing the gear treadmill. So you can just play what's fun for you. I know, it's crazy, right? Play for fun. So, like, I would say try out the different game modes, and then just play the hell out of the ones you like. You know, like, I've been on a World v World kick lately. I've just been doing a lot of World v World recently. But you can just do one thing for like a month. You can balance it out and try to do a bit of everything. You could do like a big project, like a legendary gear, for example, which, you know, that can keep you focused for a good long time. Big thanks, man. Love your videos. Where are the area titles coming from? Those are great. I'm going to link it to you. It's from that overlay right there, and that's a link to setting it up if you want it. I believe someone modeled it after FF14. It's just something that looks nice. Like playing Guild Wars 2 on a Friday? Yeah, we just finished our morning game and had some extra time. So I'll need to get a new morning game to start on Monday. Hey, Bluebell. Someone is coming for me right now. Maybe. It's a Gale shot. Okay. Oh, noises, what? Hi, Mr. Matty Man. Overlapping noises. Thank you. What was that? 10 gifted subs. Appreciate you, my man. Do you use the distance mod in Bloodshot, and if so, when do you normally use it? Do you mean the distance rings that shows you, like, ranges from you? Oh, hold on, something might be getting attacked. I have used it before when, dude, so much fear. Oh my god. I'm in trouble. I don't have enough Condi cleanse right now. Caustic Poison Cloud. He's got projectile block. This is very annoying. I usually dunk on most Necros after the fight goes on this long, but this guy is very annoying. What? Every time he puts this down, I can't shoot him. Yes! Got him. Oh my goodness. I was hoping that that would get him in time. Slash bow. That was rough. So he had the second hit point bar from Shroud, plus he had a good amount of condition cleanse. And he had CPC, Caustic Poison Cloud, which deletes projectiles, which is my main way of dealing damage. And he had enough damage in CC from all of his spheres to be scary. Really, the only thing he didn't have was mobility, which allowed me to back away the one time he almost killed me, reset, and come back again. But that was a very, very strong dueling build. At least versus me, it was. Can we expect The Last of Us 2 for the evening stream? Yes, my current plan is the entire evening stream tonight will be Last of Us 2. So hopefully you're happy about that. I have 3 Guild Wars 2 expansions. I quit after End of Dragons. Should I come back or wait for Guild Wars 3? Guild Wars 3 is going into a beta late next year. So you've got over a year till then. And there is going to be a Hall of Monuments event for Guild Wars 2 where if you earn... Where you can earn prizes in both Guild Wars 2 and Guild Wars 3. It's probably going to be cosmetics, titles, things like that. But Guild Wars 2 has skyrocketed in player count. It was already doing great, but it's really shot up because a lot of people are playing Guild Wars 2, both for Guild Wars 2 and also to get Guild Wars 3 free stuff. So I would say if you're looking for a game to play, just go ahead and dive on in. I count at least 4 greens in a pit. Is that Magnetor? Yeah, it is. And that is an Elementalist on me. Okay, one of them down. Nice, and he got one too. Okay, cool. There's no way we're catching a Daredevil that doesn't want to be caught. Gotta act like I'm gonna go for the Daredevil and get that Dolyak, though. Yeah, man, also the new WoW season with the new direction they're taking, tons of WoW players I know have come back to Guild Wars 2, that's how I got into it. Yeah, after the Guild Wars 3 announcement, literally that weekend, they said... I don't want to give you wrong information, so I'm going to admit that I might not have this word for word, but they said, like, new player signups increased by 45%. Now, that's a huge number. I don't know if they just meant like on a day-to-day basis or like for the week or something, but basically the short of it is that weekend after the Guild Wars 3 announcement, there was a ton of new people that came into Guild Wars 2 for the first time. And I can see that on my YouTube as well, because like I made a lot of the video guides for Guild Wars 2, and so I have seen a lot of traffic on YouTube, like on old videos from people like trying the game out with questions. If I only have up to EOD and I can't spend money on newer expansions, do I still have viable builds for content? Yes. Yes. Like, I just had a fight in World v World against a Necromancer that was a core Necro, meaning he was not using elite specializations from any expansion. And he almost killed me multiple times. Yeah, now, you obviously would have some options unavailable to you, obviously. But you would be missing one round of elite specs from the latest expansion, and the other big one is in Secrets of the Obscure. They added new weapons for every class, so any build that uses those weapons would be closed to you until you get Soto. Land Spears? True. Land Spears from Janther, yeah. Got a stun Shroud or kited out. They have like 47k HP total. Yeah, I ended up getting the win, but it took a very long time, and it was from like a series of stuns back to back to back. I'm expecting him to use Shift Signet to teleport here in a second, because I am bullying him a bit right now. If I get behind the pet while stomping a downstate engineer or warrior, they can't interrupt me. I didn't mean to aggro this, but I think it's quicker for me to kill it than try to run away and leave combat. Already won the last Castlecraft map? Yeah, Plague, I don't know if you saw it, but it was like floating islands. And the enemy, when they would come for me from their island, a lot of them would just walk off the cliff. So, because of the bad pathing, the bad AI on that map, the last map was easier than all the previous maps. So, I blasted through it really quick. It was fun though. I enjoyed playing it, and hopefully some of y'all enjoyed watching it. But yes, we did complete it. Virtuoso. And some other guys here. Line of sight the other guy while getting the vert. Continue line of sighting him until the vert's dead. Got it. Unfortunately, he captured the camp that I cleared while I was doing that. He will die for it, though. So killed both of them, but they did get the camp while I was forced to line of sight. But if I hadn't done that, I don't think I could have won. Yeah, so weekend streams. Saturday night will probably still be The Last of Us Part 2. Sunday night, we'll be starting with Subnautica 2. We've been, the last few Sundays, me and my son have been playing Subnautica 2 on stream together until his bedtime. So we'll be playing Subnautica 2 for the start of the evening stream on Sunday. And then probably Last of Us 2 after that. Hey, I'm new. What spec is this? Sako, this is sorry, I am tongue-tied right now. This is a druid. Druid is a ranger that has this button up here for astral power, which is kind of like a additional weapon. And it lets you go into astral form, which originally was all about like healing and buffing. But within the last year or so, they added a trait to it where all your heals if they hit an enemy, they do dots. So ever since then, a condition damage druid was born. And I'm currently playing that condition damage druid. But I'm mainly playing it like running around and looking for one-on-one fights, things like that. But if you see a druid in PvE, it can be a damage dealer or it can be a healer. Which thing am I using? I'm still using Relic of the Demon Queen. I mean, that's fine, I guess. Enemies sent land units even though there were gaps in the terrain. That seems like terrible planning. There was some flyers, right? But all the land, there was, like, the waves would be like half land units, half flyers. Land units would just run off into the void. And there was one mob, but I only saw it in Wave 1 and Wave 15, that would literally make a bridge out of magic. And then the units would cross the bridge. And it was really cool, because I wasn't expecting that. Okay, I am in trouble. Yeah, there's just too many people on me. Just too many people. Oh, they took our keep. I warned them. I announced it earlier. Let's see. Hello, Mr. Rock. What's up, awesome? But yeah, Plague, on Wave 1 and Wave 15, they had, like, magic casters that would summon, like, bone bridges, and it was really awesome. But I think they were... Maybe the developer intended for, like, they would summon the bridge, then other units would cross the bridge. But what would happen is the land units would just, like, run off the cliff into the void and kill themselves, and then the bridge would be getting summoned. So it's just like they weren't cooperating as well as the developer probably intended. Amalgam. I'm surprised she's running. She's got the advantage. Unless she's new. Okay, wow, I guess she didn't have any Condi cleanse. I did one, I mean, she's in the fort, so I can't stop her from getting back up, but... Amalgam IMO is one of the strongest PvP specs right now. Like, if I fight an Amalgam, it's really just down to, if they're good at playing it, I lose. But she either didn't have Condi cleanse or it was on cooldown, so she just ran away so that she went down inside the fort. Two thieves. They're both daredevils. But yeah, on the first and the second map, Plague, every time we had the build phase, you have the option of just ending the build phase early and you get extra gold, and I never did that. I never ended it early. However... Just a moment. Okay. However, in that one, I just kind of like skipped the build phase on like 10 of the 15 waves because it was so straightforward. So I just made the final map the easiest one. Thank you. If you had to pick weapon stats for PvE Condi Druid, what would the options be? Primarily, it's you just would use Condi, right? So just Viper stats. But pretty soon, as in 2 weeks from now, Condition, Alacrity, Druid will be born. And when that happens, then you could play something that does Condi stats and also has concentration on it. The warrior, I believe, is in Vengeance. Oh my god, she's getting away. Alright. Wait, did the Troubadour go down? Okay, so the warrior died. I'm pretty sure. The Daredevil got away with 4% health, and the Troubadour had no Condi cleanse, so she died too. So kind of won a 1v3 there. But I'd say the Paragon was the toughest one, but the Paragon wasn't paying attention, and I kind of started the fight with her at half health. Wait, what? Oh, weapon sets? Oh, for Condi Druid? Main hand dagger, hang on a second. Main hand dagger and short bow are your top contenders for damage output. So you could do like dagger with short bow. God, is there really torch offhand is possible, axe main hand is possible. That's kind of it. There's not a lot of Condi options for Ranger to pick between. Like, that's not to say that they're bad, but there's not a lot of variance. Hey, Mug, can I join your guild? Yeah. Our guild is mainly new players just kind of mooching guild benefits or asking questions so that they can get them answered. If you do exclamation guild in the stream chat, it'll pop up the instructions on what to do. This lady does a lot of damage. Now we got a Necro also. Feared. Oh, wow, the warrior was so weak. Yo, props to that thief. That is the strongest thief that I have fought in possibly a month. Like, she was continuously chunking me down. And was continuously unbothered by what I was doing back to her. Mug, can I have ice cream after my lunch? Celix, you've been on your best behavior. You can have ice cream for your lunch. What stats are you running? Can I play it with Selly? You can play it with Selly, but it'll do a lot less damage. I'm running 2/3 Trailblazer and 1/3 Apothecary stats. I got the idea from watching Paper Roll on YouTube, so props to him. This is another moment. Yo, that movement skill got interrupted like 5 times in short succession. Muck, is Roby rolled in EU? Actually, I think I might be on NA right now. I'm honestly not sure. Because I wasn't planning on playing Guild Wars 2 today, and then we unexpectedly had an opening. So I'm not positive right now. Oh, that was another thing, too. Whoever asked me about Druid gameplay changing with the new patch, Astral 4 being, like, you cast it and then it just goes for 5 seconds on its own and you don't have to channel it, that is going to be pretty awesome, too. I forgot about that. That'll be really awesome for both PvP Condi Druids and also PV anything support Druids. I would say PvE Condi Druids probably won't care about it, but it's going to be pretty good. Any more Guild Wars 3 news? I don't think so. Yeah. No, I don't see any new stuff here. Three. Let's get stupid, chat. They either went invisible or they just swapped maps. I think they just swapped. Nope, nope, there she is. Dang it, somebody else showed up. Ah, man. I don't even know how many people are on me here. Alright, so there's an Evoker and a Soul Beast in the pile. Yeah, I was doing great versus the Mesmer. Oh, there's a Scrapper, too. And I was putting up with the Scrapper, but then it became 4 people. But because of the clones, I couldn't tell. Might call Bobby. Call Bobby. Yeah, right away. You know what? It's probably not going to be amazing. But just to experiment, I'm going to try the Otter. I'm going to throw Otters at people. Monk, I love Guardian. How do I be the best Guardian I can be? I don't care about DPS. That is such a broad question. I don't know what build you play. Power, Condi, Healing, Dragon Hunter, Luminary, Firebrand, Willbender. I don't know what game mode you're talking about. PvP, PvE, World v World. I don't know what role you're trying to fill. But whatever it is, practice probably is the answer. You bring a good point. Sorry, I just got back to yours too again. There's nothing for you to apologize for. It's just I truly don't know what to tell you other than, you know, like, look up build guides, copy from people that you think are better than you, practice. All of those things. Like, in terms of Guardian, I sometimes mess around in Guardian, but I don't main it, so I don't consider myself a great one. What? Oh no, the Rit is OP! Oh my god. Friggin' Rit blew up my whole health bar. That's a bummer. Thanks for plugging Gil Jin so much. I heard a guide for Sky Scouts is awesome. Yeah, sure. Jen and I have done a lot of collabs. Like, there's a lot of my guide videos that say, if you want a written guide, go here, with a link to her. And she's got a lot of written guides that say, if you prefer a video guide, click here, with a link to me at the bottom. Just watched the short where Muck got deleted in PvP, and now I turn into this. Well, yeah, Takizo, I just helped kill one person. I had a daredevil that was, like, almost dead, and he was just running all over the place. And then a ritualist just did, you know, new flavor of the month damage to me and just deleted me after that. Pretty much every single one of the brand new elite specs is busted in some way. Like, I'm trying to understand the difference between a home instance and a homestead. Did the homestead replace the former? Basically, yeah. Home instance has been in the game since launch. You can put nodes in it and harvest them once a day. Homestead was added in Janthier Wilds, and you can basically, once it's upgraded, you can instant harvest all the nodes in there, but also it's player housing that you can decorate. But everyone has a home instance. You don't get a homestead until Janthier. I thought ANET had the new ones somewhat in line with the old specs. No. Like, okay, Scrapper, Mechanist, and Hollow, all three of those do not scare me. Amalgam is demigod on the battlefield. A good Amalgam, I cannot get through their barrier to get them below 100% life while they are killing me with every boon in the game. Amalgam is insane. Luminary is quite strong, but Willbender has been terrifying ever since End of Dragons. It's really never not been terrifying. Gale Shot, if I can get close, I win. But their whole thing is, like, they've got 1500 range at all times, and they will win if you can't gap close. So I'd say Gale Shot is probably the least OP. Ritualist has crazy bursts, like that last one just blasted me for 22,000 damage. I was just down instantly from full health. What else? Paragon, their overpoweredness kind of comes from being just insanely tanky. They play like any other warrior, but with healing constantly pumping on them, and it's hard to take them down because of that. Yeah, honestly, if they, for some insane reason, were like, Muck, we're gonna nerf any one thing you want. What do you want to nerf? I'd say I think that Amalgam is probably the top problem right now in PvP. Sorry, as soon as you started to answer the homestead question, ads started playing, so I missed everything. Do me a favor and just rewind the stream a minute or two and listen to it. Thought I could drop her before the guards became a problem, but that was not the case. I'm trying to pull her over to this tree. Nice. I got a good CC chain on her. That's weird. I was invisible? So she started casting fear on me. I went invis thinking that it wouldn't finish the cast on me. But then I got feared while invisible. That's not how I thought that worked. I will say the otter's not really working out. I have to hold still for its heal to hit me because it's such a small radius, and it's not using the jet fast enough after pet swap. Nice to see the otter get some use. Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying it. I was trying it, but before that I was using pets where right after I pet swapped, they would immediately CC the enemy, and the otter just uses his CC when he feels like it instead of when you tell it to. What about Conduit, Antiquary, Evoker, and Troubadour? Okay, Troubadour was designed to be a support, but good Troubadours can be as tanky as a support, but still kill you in like one burst combo. So they're a lot right now. Conduit, I don't know how to play Conduit, but Conduit can be kind of like, not as scary as an Amalgam, but nearly there. Like very tanky, tons of damage. Antiquary, I'm gonna be honest, I've seen one Antiquary in the last couple of weeks of doing World v World. So maybe I'll rescind my statement where I said that like every single new thing is OP, because Antiquary, I don't know if it's OP. So I'll take it back for the Antiquary. Evoker, okay, so there's 4 elements for Evoker, right? I only ever see 2 of them. I will see the air hair, and honestly, I don't mind fighting that. It's a quick fight, win or lose, one of us dies really fast. They're glass cannons, okay? The other one is the road toad. The toad is insanely tanky, and either I end up dying or I have to run away. It's like they are just a brick house. And honestly, if they're low damage but high survivability, I'm okay with that. The problem is when you find one that's like high tankiness and high damage, then it's like, yo, what the heck? You gotta have a weak point. But I think Water Evoker is, you know, just a support, so I don't usually see it because those would be in blobs. And I don't think I've seen a single Firefox Evoker in PvP, but I believe in PvE they're more common. Sorry, I just realized I haven't talked in like 5 minutes. That took a lot of concentration. The Harbinger I struggled with came back, and I was fighting a Soul Beast at the same time, and no words entered my brain. I got them both, though. I'm actually glad that I had the Electric Wyvern and not the... I had just swapped the Otter to the Electric Wyvern to try it out, And the electric wyvern has 2 CCs. This one where it does like a charge, and then one where it like does the wing beats, and those were both helpful there. In terms of World v. World, does gear matter? It helps. If you go into World v. World below level 80, it will scale you up to be a crappily geared level 80. But if you are... if you are level 80, obviously having better gear is more helpful. So I'm mounting just to pull my pet back to me because she was killing it. Are sub alerts off? No. No, they're not. We heard some earlier. Hang on, I'm gonna replay a random one. Yeah, no, they're working.
MuklukPog a new month already.
Let's see. Muck, what's your favorite pet combo for World v. World? My favorite pet is the land shark for World v. World. The second pet, I can't make up my mind, and I keep changing it. I will say that the, what is it called? The siege turtle is very popular because, you know, it makes the projectile blocking dome that also pumps protection. She's hanging out over near the guards. Backing up. I've used most of my Condi cleanses, so we're falling back. No, you're just gonna run back to the guards again, and I've already killed you twice. What weapons do the scary rock toad evokers use? I would say usually, I want to say Scepter Focus, because Focus has the big winds move that blocks all incoming projectiles. I feel like every single elementalist I fight has that. And Scepter has Dragon's Tooth, and I feel like every single elementalist I fight has that. Because Dragon's Tooth is a very hard-hitting ability that essentially has aimbot. They added tracking to it. And it is, it's a lot of pressure. Yeah, I think it's Scepter Focus. What do you think of the easiest and worst legendary accessories to get? Okay, so there's Aurora, Vision, Strife Unending, and Stellar Radiance. Strife Unending, if you enjoy World v. World, it's easy. Like, it will not feel like work at all, because you just play World v. World and you get it. But if you hate World v. World, then it sucks. Okay, so that one's really simple. Stellar Radiance is more expensive than Aurora and Vision combined. So I would say don't work on Stellar Radiance unless you just really, really like the graphic of it. If you're not in love with the graphic of Stella, then get Aurora and Vision for the other option. Dagger, Ellie is common too for the Toad. Oh, there you go. I didn't know that. Hey Muck, question. With the new rework of the Zaitan fight, is there any other piece of content you wish to see a rework of or fix? There's... Guild Wars 2 is a massive game that has been out for a very long time. It obviously will have a lot of old things that could be fixed, could be better. The Zaitan one's not really bugged, it's just everybody hates it and finds it embarrassing. Like, everybody has, you know, not great memories of that fight. Willbenders? I don't know if you guys saw that. I dodged, moved, evaded so many of his skills, and I still barely won. Like, Willbenders, I have learned, the first 10 seconds of the fight, just run away. Just mucking run. And then, after that, start trying to actually kill them. Because they're essentially God mode for those first 10 seconds. The Raptor's a bit squishier than the Shark, but it does have a daze. Mike, when you make raid groups, did you join static group? Okay, before Guild Wars 2, when I was in World of Warcraft, I led a static raid group for years. I got a couple of server firsts. It was awesome, had the time of my life. When I came to Guild Wars 2, I was burned out on raiding. I didn't want to do that anymore. So I have done a lot of pug raiding, just like, you know, I'll pull random people from chat, stuff like that, whenever I do that kind of content. I think in the whole time I played Guild Wars 2, the only time I was in a static group was when there was one I joined for a few weeks just to make Coalescence, the legendary raid ring. We were all working on Coalescence together. That's, like, the only time. What Elite Prof are you playing? Yes, as Plag said, I'm playing Druid right now. Oh, hello. Got her. That's a well. As soon as that hit me, I was like, there's a Necro somewhere. think I got him. Are you serious right now? Deadeye. Stealth. Harbinger. Super speed. Troll unguent. Immobilize the person behind me for a second. Super speed again. Where am I? Okay. Alright, I've led green to red, so now they've got them to deal with. I'm the only blue guy here. There's green and red that were behind me, and they got tangled up with each other. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh, muck you guys. Alright, I'm out of combat. I could waypoint out. Like, I've made my escape. I could waypoint out of here at this point, but I don't want to. I'm having fun. That's a tanky Harb. Yeah, Harbinger, my rule with Harbinger is similar to my rule with Luminary. There's a moment where I don't fight to win, I fight to just survive for about 10 seconds. With Harbinger, it's when they use their elite skill. They drink an elixir and they get literally every boon in the game for a few seconds. So when you just suddenly see their buff bar go, muckin' run, get behind a tree, dodge roll, do whatever you need to live, because it's about to get bad. Like, that's basically my rule with them. And then when that's not up, then I can try to pressure. Is this Hades music? Yeah. Oh, dang it. Close. So this was a it was a 2v3 with me and that Char player versus those 3 people, and that Char died like instantly. he was no good for me, chat. He was no good for me. So then it was a 1v3, and I got the Mechanist down, but I ran out of tools and I got caught. Are you looking forward to Guild Wars 2 furry Asuras? I mean, I think it's pretty cool that there's going to be Asuras. Definitely, I was surprised that they were in the trailer at all. I didn't think that they would be there. But secondly, I was surprised that they were fuzzy. Okay, sure. Yeah, so since if it's going to be an option, I would play Asura and try to find a wizard hat just for branding. But if they weren't there, I mean, I've told you guys many times, I just like playing non-human characters. So, Kodan are there. If the Asura thing wasn't an option, I'd be looking at the Kodan to play. Question on pet's prowess. Does the movement only apply to your pet? If yes, if you Soul Beast merged, will you get it? Yes. If yes, this only applies to your pet. And yes, if you are a Soul Beast, you merge with your pet, you get that movement speed increase. Correct. Muck wanted to give you some flowers for video guides. Help me atone as a new returning player. I'm glad to hear it. That's awesome. Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna get stupid here, chat. I would jump that person right there, but there's 30 people on the hill, so that would be really bad right now. I hope they have Char. Maybe they'll be mounts. If they made Kodan but not Tengu playable in Guild Wars 3, I'm going to be so disappointed. Yeah, I mean, Tengu, we looked at what we know about Tengu from that time period on the wiki during one of my streams, and they, like, lore-wise, they could be there. However, However, it hasn't been mentioned yet, so I don't know. Alright, I used every single escape move I had there. And it worked. That was 4 people on me.
Mukluk bobble, mukluk bobble, mukluk bobble, murder, mukluk bobble, mukluk bobble, mukluk.
Is that flute? Kit Mat. Murder Mukluk. That sounded like a flute thing to say. I'm just kind of recovering for a second here, getting cooldowns back and stuff. Was there more news on how the multiplayer will work in Guild Wars 3? Mm-mm. We have heard very, very little so far. Other than the fact that they've been working on it for years in secret, and it is slated to go out into beta late next year. Isn't Spider good for Condi? It doesn't have any CC. I like using ones that have CC. Oh my god, I was gonna follow that guy in and he instantly died. He's no good for me, chat. Can't click on that guy. Where do you tame Landshark? I believe that was in Soto. If you search my YouTube channel for Ether Hunter, there's like a 2-minute video that shows where it's at. Or you can check the wiki. Its proper name is Ether Hunter. Dude, what are you guys doing? You're just like wasting time. Alright, let's, we're gonna go north. It's just weird, because that area, that's green area, and that was a red group of 5, and they were just like zigzagging here so that I couldn't get in without, like, risking death. But it's like they were guarding the green area as a red group. It's just, like, super weird. Rock Gazelle so good. Yeah, about to try it. My main concern with Rock Gazelle is when he does his charge, will it connect? And there was a period in the game where every time the Rock Gazelle would charge, he would go past the target and like just go off into the sunset. But if it connects, yeah, it's solid. Freaking trebuchet in the middle of the field? Oh, I think it just started raining where I live. Basically, because I was like, nope, I'm out of here. Well, it was an ongoing problem, because, like, it would charge through the mob and keep charging, like, another 30 feet, and then it would turn around and walk back. So it wasted a lot of attack time doing that. But if its charge connects with the target, or, you know, the target might dodge, if the charge ends where the target was standing, then I'm fine with that. And it also has the headbutt, which is the F2, which they took the damage away from it, I believe, but it still effectively has 2 CCs, the charge plus the headbutt. And it's very, very tanky, hence the name Rock Gazelle. They just captured this, but I can farm it. You know what, I could actually test it right here. So I think he just used charge plus kick there. The wolf came toward him, so... Hold on, what's the charge cooldown? 16 seconds. Did you see that? He like took one step and then ran in place and waited on the wolf. Okay, that is concerning. That seems really stupid. I don't know. I'll have to find a player to try it on and see if it works. Is it Rock Gazelle a power pet? It doesn't have any conditions, but it has 2 CCs and it's really tanky. As far as like whether a pet is power or Condi, that's really only a concern if you're a Soul Beast, because when a Soul Beast merges with a pet, the Soul Beast will inherit some of the pet's stats. I'm not a Soul Beast though, so I don't have to worry what stats it's using as long as it's effective. Whether it is in terms of damage or control. Okay, we're going to get some of these over here. This is a lot. I hope no other players show up while I'm dealing with this. Oh, dang it. Oh, wow, I just blew up. I think it was the Daredevil, because I had the Luminary stunned, and then I just, like, exploded. What's the combat log for that? Dazzling Hammer, Cloak and Dagger, Tactical Strike, Dazzling Hammer, Crippling Strike, Gleaming Disc. No, it was almost 50-50. They both bursted me for about 12 to 14k each, and combined, I just went from full to dead in like a second. What do you think Guild Wars 3 will be like? I don't know. We know very, very little. I am super hyped that they're making it, because I have enjoyed their last two games. I hope I like it. Their last two games were very, very different. Guild Wars 1 and 2 are extremely different games. Guild Wars 1 I liked enough to play it like 100 hours, but Guild Wars 2 I liked enough to play it 10,000 hours. So, I hope I like whatever they're cooking, but we really don't know right now. I find it ironic that the Elite... Oh god, yes. Yes, the Untamed has the most tamed pet and has the most control over it. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Dude, that was a tier 3 camp with mercenaries that I cleared. Like, the camps do not get any stronger than what that was. However, you know, they stopped me, so... Guys, help, they're bullying me. Help me. Get them right there. That one, yes. Good job. 2 kills. I need to swap my pet back. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still on the fence on the Gazelle. How's it going? I'm thinking of buying a Leggy weapon. What's the most useful one to have? I main Necro, but I got all classes. I mean, so there's 3 reasons you might buy the a Leggy. Like, you think it's really cool looking, right? You just like its appearance. The second reason is you want the ability to change stats on the fly because you play a lot of builds. Third reason is you have a lot of characters that use that same weapon and you want to be able to use it on all of them. if you are... Oh, it's not good. If that luminary jumps me while I'm fighting that big group, I will die. So, like, for example, every character, after you have Janthier Wilds, every character can use Spear. Alright? So, if you are using the Spear frequently on your tunes, then you can use that legendary on all your characters. Ooh. Odin says hello. But if you don't like playing any builds that use Spear, then it doesn't matter that all of them can use it. Like, for example, if you play a lot of Elementalist and Necro, both of those are light armor. You might appreciate getting legendary light armor because they could both use it. But another one is like, if you get legendary accessories, every single character uses accessories. That helps everybody.
Hooray for you.
Hooray for you. Working on Orax right now, and the Amalgamated Rift Essence has been my time gate. Yeah. Orax, you know, you can work on that solo, but it can be a lot of money. I want to get legendaries so I can tell my friends I have them. Oh, man. I got the opposite problem. I want to get friends so I can tell them I got legendaries. Ow. I am so very dead. Oh my god, the hills are alive. Dude, they came from left, in the door, and right at the same time. I killed the Reaper, who ended up being AFK. I was trying to surprise her, but she just wasn't at the keyboard. But all that other people came back. Okay, the Gazelle, I finally got to try the Gazelle on a player, and his charge did not connect. He whiffed it bad. He is incredibly tanky. Look at this, 3,000 toughness, 3,300 vitality, but it doesn't really matter if they can just ignore it. Were these pets always the thing? For Ranger? Yeah. Oh. I mean, each expansion, they usually add 1 or 2. So the list has grown over time. The tree is nice. The Jacaranda? Yeah, it can be. It doesn't have any hard CC, but it has an immobilize if it can land it, because it's a projectile. We could try it out. Do you know when is the Guild Wars 2 event related to Guild Wars 3, like the achievements? After this expansion. So there is one more major patch release for this expansion, which is going to be in 60 days. And then after that, they are going to start doing kind of like a trip back through the game where they update things. Like they mentioned the Zaitan fight when they're doing the core updates. Basically going back and fixing old stuff. And they will be adding in achievements that you can do that will give you rewards in Guild Wars 2 and Guild Wars 3. So it's some months out. That guy looked at me, jumped up and down, and then waved and ran away. Three of them. I'm willing to try too, but... Is she real? She is real. Oh, there she is. Okay, so I got the Mesmer. Hey, Muggle, long time to see. How's the voice throat? Still an issue, unfortunately. Doctor number 5 gave me something. Just every one of the doctors gave me something, but Doctor number 5 gave me something that actually seems to be helpful. He gave me muscle relaxers, and I would say that the pain is absolutely still there, but it's maybe down by 50%. So current theory is that whatever is wrong with it is like there's something like locked up muscle-wise in my neck. My movement skill's on cooldown. I'm out of tricks. I'm dead. Yeah, as soon as I saw the magnetic aura on everyone, I was like, I gotta leave. And they just kept alternating mounting, so I couldn't get away. Magnetic aura completely shuts down my entire class, essentially. So it's like, if there is a Tempest that's spamming magnetic aura, like, I can't do much of anything. my damage is reduced by more than 50%, and then he could easily heal through it. He missed like every shot. Hey, Matra. How long are you streaming? I got about 5 more minutes. I usually end my morning streams at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then go do stuff with the family. And it is 1:55 right now. Oh, I tried. I'm hitting tab. Why can't I target this guy? There we go. Dang it. The thief is way scarier than the mesmer. I was fighting the thief, she was troublesome, she backed away, so I turned to the mesmer, chunked her immediately, and then the thief came back and saved her. Thief was the real danger. Tab targeting based. I always try to use tab targeting, and then when it fails me, I click on the target. And it failed me there. Oh wait, I need to wait for Astral Power. It doesn't generate while you're mounted.
What now?
Okay. Dude, you guys are camping? That's pretty lame. Like I said, the Mesmer's the easy one to kill. Yeah. Can't catch a Daredevil that is in full-blown retreat. It doesn't want to be caught. Most other classes can't catch him. And I am no exception. It's a good thief, though. Most, like, there's a balance to hit and run, and most thieves don't quite have the balance. Either they hit too much and they don't run and they die, or they run too much and they don't hit enough and they are not a threat. She was scary, and she knew when to back away also. Hmm. 10 seconds on this camp. Frog's coming. Minion Mancer? Minion Mancer Scourge. Odd. Rooted him. I made one mistake with my Astral there. Guys, help! The Scourge is bullying me! Help! Get him, get him, get him, please! He took my lunch money! Thank you. He was tough. He was very, very tanky. And it didn't help that I had all those other guards and stuff hitting me, but I didn't feel like I was in danger. I think I would have won eventually, but that sure sped it up. Alright. Cool. That was fun. Oh. Let's see. I need to figure out what to bind F3, F4, and F5 to. I have the F keys bound to menu taps. So, like, by default for Ranger, the pet stuff is, like, F1 through F4. And I moved it to Shift 1 through Shift 4. So, like, for example, if I want to swap pets and then use the F2 of the other pet, I just hold Shift and then hit 4-2, which is like swap and then do the activatable. And that way I don't have to reach as far up on the keyboard for the F keys. So I really don't use the F keys for anything. And then this I've got on mouse for. I think Scourge was more a support build, which is strange why he was guarding a camp. I mean, he had the minions. And I don't think he was guarding the camp. I think he was just like kind of semi-AFK. Maybe he was cleaning out his bags or something. Because he was just standing there, and then I jumped him, and then he started playing like 1 second later. So he wasn't like full-blown AFK or anything. I have my pets bound the same way. Nice. I have my mounts on the F keys. All of my mounts are on X. I hold X, mouse over what I want, and release X, and it mounts on it. I hope they fix dungeons when they go back to do the old stuff. Ooh, that could be cool. I don't know what they would change to it. I think the main reason people don't do dungeons is they take longer than fractals and they pay worse than fractals. So if they just up their rewards on them, then they wouldn't have to do much else. But if they wanted to, they do feel rather dated. Okay, cool. Chat, oh, we got 420 viewers, nice. With that, I am going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you happen to be new, my name is Muck. I stream every evening and every weekday morning. I'll be back in about 5 hours. We're working on a playthrough of The Last of Us. We just started Last of Us 2. If you wish to join us, hit the follow button on Twitch, subscribe to these 2 YouTube channels if you haven't, and a special thank you to the patrons. They keep me in business. Couldn't do this without them. Link to that in the chat if you're interested. Shilling complete. I'm going to find someone to raid on the Guild Wars 2 side of Twitch. If you'll give me just a moment here, let me see who is alive. Fandrel's alive, but I raided him yesterday. I guess I'll get Luxthos. I've known Luxthos for a long time. I think he makes a lot of the weak auras stuff, which is like an add-on for World of Warcraft, but he's currently hooked on Guild Wars 2. So he's in the Guild Wars 2 section, so I'll give him a raid and support what he's doing. Alright. You guys have a great one. I'll be back tonight.
It even harms machine. So is this agony that I'm suffering right now?